Okay, so today we are going to have a go at cleaning this machine, and literally I've done nothing with it. It's been sat since. Just for people who have asked this question before, we left the beer in that for over a week and tried it, and the fact is it was real ale as well that was in there, and it wasn't off. It was perfect. So my advice would be is, in fact, somebody's left the gas just there, so I would leave the gas not fully off but just a little bit, because how a keg works, in fact we've got one here, so you've got your CO2, you've got this is an old chiller, this is a very old setup of broken up bits, and this is it's having a corner keg for cleaning, but that's a normal keg. So it works in the same way essentially. When you plug your gas in and you pull your tap, it's actually forcing gas from the CO2 bottle into that and pushing the beer through into the tap at the top, and that's exactly what this does in a smaller way. Now, on the normal keg system, on these you have something, we've actually taken it off, but it's like a Sankey coupler that you click on and off on the top of the keg, and that will leave the keg then sealed with CO2 in it, which is sterile. Now with this, obviously we don't have that, but if you leave the gas on slightly, there's no reason why that shouldn't, unless you've got a leak in the system. So if this isn't in properly or something's not connected, then that is the only chance that you would get to have an issue with the gas. So that's, as I understand it, if the gas leaks out of there, then obviously you're not going to have any CO2. You let normal air in, you get normal air, then you get oxidization, the beer goes funny, and it tastes terrible.
Yeah, but that seemed to do a fairly good job.
It did, didn't it?
Over the course of a week. Oh, we've got delivery driver.
Okay, delivery driver, pause. Okay, so one thing we've got that's different is we've got this fella here, which can be used for a number of things, but we thought this is probably the best thing really to clean it out with. So we're going to try and disconnect it. Now my only question is, obviously I've got that back to no gas at all. Does that just completely stop this tube from having gas, or is it just a partial? We don't know. We're going to find out. This is literally completely...
Well, there's no other method of shutting it off, is there?
No. So I'm going to take that out of there, because that is the tap end, and then we'll find out in a second. Here we go. No gas coming out of there now. So that either means that there is no gas in there, or that... And that's the spear out, so I can touch that. I'm going to give that a clean though.
Yeah, we'll wash that separately because there is already one in here.
Yeah, so now this fella is the same thing, isn't it? Oh, it's lovely and warm, so I guess
the first thing we do we drain all the water out of here first?
Well, we could do, couldn't we?
It does say that you should, if you're going to keep on using it, change it at least every week.
That water?
Yeah.
Right, okay,
otherwise so he's going to go stagnant.
As I understand, you just press that now. Shall I jiggle this forwards just so if it overflows? Yeah. In fact, I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
I'll find it.
I've got... Oh yes, ever the professional.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Do you want this further forward?
Yeah, I think so. We'll. I'll make sure we're in shot so people can see. So on the front of this,
sounds this way then?
There is a little tap. Yeah. So let's. Just... Well, I guess so. Yeah. Oh, so it does need to go forward a bit more.
Yes.
So this could go into the drip tray, but I'm not thinking that drip tray could
be too much in there. Right? Oh right, yeah, it's coming out right out the bottom. If you have a look.
Okay.
It's got some holes in. Yeah, you just see them.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's doing its job. It's ever so slightly makes me want to have a wee.
That's why you prep before the video.
It's true.
Almost there.
We're getting there, aren't we? Let's try to focus on the tube and not the...
So you also use this if you overfill slightly, I guess, in here when you want
Yeah.
to cool it, yeah?
Yeah. And one thing I did discover is you don't really need any more. I know some people when the keg's in here, they top it all the way to the top, and I just don't think you need to do that because that keg was more than cold enough.
It stayed cold the entire time. It wasn't even that cold when it went in, was it? Feel about 8 to 10 degrees.
Yeah, it was about 8 to 10 degrees in. So yeah, the only thing I will say, and we're gonna have to try it, is
That's fairly well it. I'd say if we're not going to use this again anytime soon, you dry out the inside.
yeah,
Paper towel or something, but we're probably going to try another one.
yeah. I've got an idea what I want to try with this bit of kit here. So this is a lovely, nicely bit of anodized metal on the top here as well.
I was
so
quite surprised with that. It looks plastic, doesn't it?
it does, but it's not. So
Is that got a slot in it?
eh,
Or does it just fit on? Oh,
there you go.
No, it does.
Yeah, it kind of slots. I need to wash that as well. Don't forget to wash your drip tray because they get really, really mouldy if you're not careful.
And you get fruit flies.
Loads of fruit flies. So that's in. And that handle's a bit of a weird fit, but yeah, that's fine. So we plug that into there. Done. Let's plug that into there. Done. Now, there we are. That's shut. I might as well turn the cooler up to the highest because it doesn't need to be cooling it anymore. Now it's up to 12. And I'll just make sure that's actually pointing at, sorry, I'm trying to use this Fandangle DJI gimbal jobby that I've got.
That should just fit on your
Ah,
drip tray.
hang on.
Anyway, you should be able to just rest it on.
Now the question is, have I run out of gas now?
Ah.
Maybe, oh, you know why?
What?
Is that, right, okay, so the gas that we used in one of these to do that mini keg was completely empty. I mean,
So it's just been gassing a minute.
it's been gassing an empty mini keg. So that's all right. It's all part of the video. So I'm going to take that like that, we'll turn it like this. Unscrew that. Be really careful when you're screwing that in that you don't cross thread it. And a little tip that I will give you for free, because I used to be a mechanic, if you put it in and carefully go backwards with it, you'll hear it click like it's going the wrong way, and then start it gently, and you'll always get it the right way without cross threading it.
Nice. The more you know.
The more you know. I should put that on just now.
Yeah.
There we go. So in theory, I might not have screwed that in far enough. I know when I tried it last time.
Well, I think the other thing we'll say is, well, we've filled that bottle to the top.
Yeah.
Now you might not need to use all that water, but the fuller it is in terms of liquid, the less CO2 you've got to use to
Yeah.
pressurise it.
So I've just turned that up all the way to the top because I'm wild.
Well, let's see if that. Robert's your father's brother?
Oh, there you go. So it's just whizzing through. Will that tap actually stay down?
No, I was just
No, it is spring loaded. So there you go.
It doesn't seem to do much depending on how far you take it either. No, that works. That works really nice.
So they do give you this fella here for cleaning the tap end. So I'm assuming that if you wanted to, you don't have to use this setup.
Ah, right. So you could
Just clean the
fill
tap.
that and literally squeeze it. You're not using CO2
No.
at all. You're just
Yeah.
pushing it through with
But
the-
I thought we'll run this through.
Well, this is more like how you clean the lines in a bar anyway.
Yeah. So and then we'll do some of that.
I mean,
and
to be
then-
honest, that's probably, there's very little pipe in there. It's only going from there to there.
Yeah. So I'm thinking we should get another mini keg on.
Ah, now you can see it has cleaned it out, but
Oh yeah. Let me show you, there's bits and bobs floating in the bottom of there. So it's definitely cleaning it out.
yeah.
And that was a clean bucket before.
And that water was red hot because our tap is practically a steam tap.
Oh yeah, so yeah, that's my fault. I like warm water. I like my water to be hot. So that's done now. So if we turn the gas off, I'm gonna go and get another mini keg to put
What do
in.
you want? Okay.
What should we get? What have we got?
Let's try ban one. We've got loads of them.
Got ban one.
Also, it's a kegged one. This is a properly kegged beer.
Right. Okay, we're gonna go with ban one, which is our American Pale Ale, which is pretty cool. So right, I've turned that right down. Now here's a question. Are we going to be able to disconnect that? Now we know that the gas is full. Are we going to be able to disconnect it without it spraying water at me? Yes, we are. Okay, I touched that, and I think I'm going to wipe that as well. Right, this is the moment of truth, though. Oh yeah, so there's no gas leaks out of that, even though that's a new one, so that's good. And we'll take that one out. So yeah, just quickly, I think the other way you could do it is with this fella, and make sure it's clean.
If you had a jug of hot water next to you,
Yeah.
sucks them up.
Sucks them up, and then plonk it on the tube there. Let's just check it fits all right.
Get that. Well, especially if it's
Yeah.
quite warm, it'd be easier.
Yeah, so then you'd be able to squeeze that and then just open the tap. I think it's quite a good bit of kit that actually works quite well. So
Yeah, that would be really easy to do as well. And you're not using any CO2 on that
So you're going to vent that bad boy.
to handle off.
Oh, and I'm going to quickly go and clean that with some warm water. The spear.
Right. That's venting nicely. Let's see if we can actually get this off. How they did it last time. Oh, there we go. Right.
Few inches later.
Yeah.
Has everybody been waiting?
Yeah, well, don't want much to
We'll
say.
just tell them a bit
Yeah.
So,
Right, so
okay.
we've taken the top off. The fly lands on instantly as soon as I do that. I think best thing you can do here after seeing the other one once we took it out is get as much of the surplus off the top as possible.
Yeah.
Because it got a little tiny bit of mould on it.
Tiny.
Just because it always foams up the first bit. But if you wipe it off, you're not going to get that. Right.
So, and on this, just very quickly on the spear, it does come apart. So hold it with a cloth. Don't touch it if you can help it. But it's good because I was able to clean it inside out. Just I don't know if you can see that. There's an O-ring in there. Just make sure you don't lose the O-ring
Yeah, definitely.
down the inside of your sink. Don't touch.
Do we need water in here?
We do, but
Before the cast, I mean the keg. Is
uh,
it alright? I don't know how you do
yeah, I think I did last time. That's yeah. Do you want to grab some? So I'm gonna just put that back on there. Have you got that the squirty paracetic? I just want to. So, with us being beer people, we always have something called paracetic acid floating around, and it is fantastic for cleaning. It's a little dangerous to use, but paracetic acid is actually found naturally within beer, so it's not necessarily a bad thing to clean with, and it's a brewer's best friend. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill that bad boy back up again, and you know what? I'm just going to give it a little wipe. So you can never, ever be too clean when it comes to beer and making beer. Most brewers, proper brewers, if you speak to them, will always say that brewing is
all that clean.
all about cleaning. So,
To be honest, this stuff's not very dangerous once it's dilute anyway. It's only one step off the fake chip shop vinegar you can get. So.
I wonder if you could use chip shop vinegar. So I'm just going
You could, but
to
it's got the colour in it. But
I'm
yes, you could.
going to use another cloth, and I'm just going to quickly squirt some of that on here, and I'm going to use that to clean this bit here because I touched it with my fingers, and I'm going to give the thingamajig a wipe as well, the spear. Now, there's a little red piece that you've left in there.
And just push that down with this.
We can push it down, but I need a handle to lift the mini keg in. There was a little black handle, which I can't find.
6 hours later.
It might be in the box.
No, I'm sure it's out.
It's not there. Right, I'm going to find this 2 minutes. It was...
6.5 hours later.
Okay, so we found it. It was right next to us the whole time, we just didn't see it. So this bad boy, there you go. So
Nice.
the 6% bad boy. This is properly keg beer. Oh, I'll trap the doodah. Don't touch the end of it.
Right, we'll just spray it again. Rub the bottom of the keg on it anyway.
Yeah, that's true. So it's got like a little tab here, which I can't get my fingers to because I'm making this look easy, aren't I?
That's what I thought when I was removing the other handle, to be honest.
Oh, that's how you do it. Sorry, you just pull it to one side. I'm being an amateur.
Are you stupid or something?
Right, give that a little. So now we're gonna. So there's a little red tag that's still in there at the moment. So we're gonna leave that, and we're just gonna push it down anyway because we're just mean like that. Because it doesn't really matter. Because
It's already sterilised, in contact with the beer already.
yeah. So make sure we push that right to the bottom and it's properly in place. I don't mind me taking one for the team here. Shut that. Make sure that's pushed in properly. Make sure this one's pushed in properly. I'm going to quickly clean this beer off because that beer that we've just spilled, if you leave, obviously this thing will allow you to have beer in for quite a while. So you might as well make sure that you clean this beer off the top because it will attract two things, mould and fruit flies. Good old fruit flies. And it doesn't matter what you do, those fruit flies, I don't know how they get everywhere, but they do.
And instantly.
And instantly. And let's just wipe all of that up. I'm never going to get all of it, but what we could do...
It's a bit of water through it.
Well, you've got all that hot water there. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, scat. It's going to let you in it. There you go. Just a healthy amount of gas. So I know this water's
It's slightly warm. Just pour a bit over that and then we can take that towards somewhere and just mop the rest up.
yeah.
It's better than getting anything mould offline.
Yeah, and also there's no harm in having that water there to be honest because it's only just going to get cooled anyway. So it's just don't have to do this. This is just what we're doing because we're fussy and we don't want mankiness. And we've got more blue roll than you can shake a stick at.
But essentially that is ready to go, isn't it?
That is ready to go now. It's showing a little high on temperature, mainly because we just plonked that warm water in.
We've had warm water in and this is only around about 8 degrees anyway.
Yeah.
So, but still, I mean that's fine to drink.
That's it. So, maybe.
Glass.
Right, okay, so I'm going to try and pour it.
So you can turn the pressure up a little bit.
Yeah.
Start somewhere near the bottom.
Yeah.
See what we end up with. That's the first time I've used this. Yeah. So I guess we want a bit more egg, turn it up a bit.
Yeah, I think that would. Okay. So definitely for this, a little more gas than you would, a lot less gas than you would use for real ale.
Yeah, this
So
is
like
already
now, I
carbonated.
bet
So this might
this might give it some welly. Yeah.
That would put your head on anyway, so yeah. But you can figure out that region. So in this, it's almost halfway through, is that? Points off the glass?
Well, I'm gonna try a different glass actually. I might go with a larger one. A larger one. Look at this old bad boy. We found these old glasses, an old Spitfire glass. It's actually the wrong glass, but yeah, that is way aggressive.
It's a very fine balance with this then.
Ooh, that's way aggressive.
Although, look at that.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
You'll get that.
Yeah.
That's a European pint of lager, is that?
Yeah, it does look like a European. So with that, I mean, the gas is too high, so we've turned it up too far.
But it was a fine balance. That was a matter of millimetres on there to find the right amount, I think.
So, I guess. Okay, so some things on this one that we did different to the first video. The gas was a lot higher. The keg wasn't as cold, and it's a carbonated keg, so it's got its own fizz in there as well.
Yeah.
So there's a wow, that beer is so good.
But it's recovered fairly quickly as that.
Mm.
So we've just knocked that down a little bit. So with this one, you're about halfway. I think that's about right.
But don't, as well, the other thing to remember is when you turn that gas down, it will have. Let me just pause this a second. I'm just going to turn it around so it's filming us drinking it. Sorry, we just thought we'd have it the other way. So you can see our beautiful faces. Yeah, so one thing to remember, I mean, that's still got quite a bit of head on the beer.
But it wasn't overloaded in the end. You didn't have a tie glass of flow.
Oh, no, nothing like
It's
that.
a fine margin, and it will now, I guess, if I top this up, have a little bit excess in there probably. Yeah. Look what I've done.
You just followed that.
It's fine. It will. That's your key, though, isn't it? It's just going up in those small increments to find out
Yeah, see,
what's perfect per keg.
what I would say is, obviously this keg has got gas in it. It's not as cold as you'd want it to be. But also, we've just turned the gas all the way to the top and brought it back down. So as soon as you've overgassed it, that pressure's still in there. So it'll take a while for that pressure to work its way out. So I know some people will get frustrated because they'll think, they turn it up, we'll end up like that where it's too much gas in there.
And I think you've ruined it.
And then they'll think that they've ruined it, they'll turn it down and it won't make any difference. But that's only because you've just filled that keg with gas. So until that pressure goes down and you've pulled a few pints, then, you know, it's not going to go. I bet if I knock it back again,
See, that's already looking better than the one I did a second ago. Yeah, perfect.
perfect.
But also remember as well with this, it's going to depend on your beer style. This isn't massively carbonated. It's nicely carbonated, about 2.4 volume, if that means anything.
It's all going down my beard.
Yeah. But if you have something like a German wheat beer or something like that, it's going to have a lot more carbonation in.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to be more careful, probably lower on the dial as well.
That's it. So the two key things with this machine is don't overgas it, don't go like mad. And I saw, in fact, in that first video when we did it with a real ale. We actually turned it all the way up.
Yeah.
And actually, that worked fine for that real ale because there's no carbonation at all. But with this, it's a different kettle of fish. Don't turn it on that first turn all the way up. Just turn it not even halfway.
Yeah.
And just give it time to fill up, and you'll actually hear the gas going in.
When we've heard the gas really going in, that is actually when we take it too far, it seems. So that's when you're building the pressure. The other thing is, it's not massively cold. Say that though, it's already gone down by 2 degrees while we've done this video.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Down to 6.
And we've had a bottle of hot water in there before that.
Yeah.
That's well impressive.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
2 degrees in that time.
It's very good. I like it. I'm very happy with. I think it's a good machine, and I think you'll get a bit of foam and such like, but
Once you know how to use it.
it just takes time. To be honest, even with the Linda Pigmy machine, once you can't kind of, you've got to get your your cooling right, and you've got to get the tap set up right. And if you don't, look, the fruit flies are already here. They're already here. And why is that? Because somebody forgot to clean out the drip tray, and that would be me. So they've been making sweet baby fruit fly love in my drip tray.
That's a nice thought.
It's a nice thought, I think.
We are the channel of love.
We are the channel of love, and basically our drip tray has turned into its own ecosystem. So, and this is actually is this the wrong glass to have an American pale ale out of?
I would say so. I think it goes in pretty much any glass you want it.
Problem is with everything in here, when we're brewing, and when these guys get the malt sacks and they put all the malt and grain in, everything gets a coat of dust.
Yeah, so our method's particularly bad for it as well, because the malt goes in dry. There's a lot of guys, they mix the malt with water while they're doing it, and that dampens the dust. Not for us though, we get dust everywhere.
So this bad boy that we've washed out with this fella, I think this is a great idea. One, it makes your cleaning a lot easier.
You can put anything in.
And you can put anything. So I've got a bit of a fun idea for this.
I'm liking the idea as well.
Yeah, and I think if we can make it and make it well, I'm not going to say what it is because when I upload this video, I don't want to give other people ideas. But I've got a really good idea. So I'm kind of excited. My wife will be very happy as well. My wife!
So yeah, she can actually have something out of it.
Yeah.
It's not just water or juice.
So we're going to have a bit of fun for it. Yeah, so that's it. This has been another BeerMonster machine how-to, I guess. We're not as polished. If you look at how good their video is, if you go to the BeerMonster site, and they've got some dude off Emmerdale doing
Well, they
it.
know what they're doing.
And they know what they're doing.
We're just trying this. You used it once, this is my first time.
What do you-
Look at that, it's already down another degree.
It's gone down to 5 now.
That's
It's pretty good, isn't it? What would you have one of these at home? Would you like one of these?
Yeah, I would. Because you think about those mini kegs is they're great, but once you start them, even if you have a couple of pints out, especially with a keg beer like this, they just lose the carbonation so quick. Even if you're closing the valve at the top, and you can't leave it more than a day or two.
Yeah, you've got to
Which means
drink
you
it
can
in one
drink
go.
it. Whereas with this, it keeps it carbonated,
As long as that top bit up there
sealed.
is properly sealed, that you've got that in and everything's connected properly. As long as that's there and you leave the gas on ever so slightly when you've finished, there's no reason for any oxygen to go in to ruin the beer. So it's down to 4 degrees. It's unbelievable. isn't
That's
it?
fast.
It's pretty good.
That's fast.
And the water we put in was warm on the second time, so yeah, it's great. So just so you know, BeerMonster gave me this originally as just for us to review, and we've ended up getting on really well with the guys at Huddle, and they're going to be taking our mini kegs soon, and I have a shipment of a load of these machines coming so that we can ship them directly from the brewery as well. And the only thing you won't be getting is that I don't think comes in them, but I know some do and some don't. But that I would say is probably worth buying just for the cleaning process alone. Just makes it a little easier than using the.
It also gives you flexibility. You can put other things in the machine.
Yeah. So I think it's a great bit of kit. But at the moment, if you want to buy one of these machines, there is a button on our website that will take you to theirs. And also they sell other people's beer as well, including our friends at Budvar. I'm dying to get a Budvar keg on here. I've got to admit, I do love a good Budvar.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. We don't, Redeem and the crew from Budvar are just awesome people. And then
Need the mugs.
we've got the mugs. I've got the mug. 15 quid for a Budvar.
Oh, you got one.
Well, I had 2.
Pull the ladder up, Jack, is it?
One's gone, one's vanished.
Yeah, you did lose it.
I did lose
I
it.
think you left it in your hotel room.
I can't believe I've done that. Although I lost something else that I shouldn't have lost yesterday, and I was a bit annoyed with myself. Anyway, so we're going to have the machine. Obviously, the accessories, the CO2 bottles, and things like that, we can't stock all that. So we will be just selling the machine, and you'll be able to buy our kegs direct. We've got so many beers coming in mini keg. I've got to order a pallet of mini kegs because we've actually run out.
Yep, we just used the last one now.
Yeah. So we've got, what have we got in there? We've got American Pale Ale.
So we've got this one, the band one.
Yeah.
We've got the 8 Mafia,
Yeah.
which is the IPA, American IPA.
So the 8 Mafia is a bit like Band 1, but kind of toned back a little bit, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a cask beer. It's really smooth. It's floral. It's nice. Good reviews on that one. We've got a couple of really low, well, not really low, but nice low strength ones, 3.8, 3.6 in the Hoddle and the To the Moon.
Yeah.
What else have we got? I can't remember off the top of my head now.
We've got some Cranberry Pale Ale.
Oh, we've got that, yeah.
We've also got Winter Hill possibly coming.
Yes, this will be the last batch of Winter Hill.
So this is the very last batch of Winter Hill, and that has been barrel aged for.
This is its second year.
It's the second year. So yeah, it's changed again. So
it really has.
Yeah.
It's weirdly, we're getting some serious banana flavours from it now.
it's just crazy, isn't it? So yeah, we're always putting interesting beers into mini.
Oh, we've got the Saison in there as well.
Oh, and the saison.
That's
yeah.
really good in those, actually. That is really
Is that made of Orleans?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got made of Orleans saison.
So that's 2 years as well.
That's a 2-year barreled aged saison. We've actually got another one, but no one's brave enough to
Yeah, I don't think
drink a mini
I
keg.
don't think I want a
do we?
mini keg of it.
Yeah.
The wild beer.
Yeah, we've got a proper full wild. It's called Logjam.
That's the one we made with the natural wood.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one is. That's maybe best for 330ml bottles. That's not a can.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I can't drink it. I'll be honest with you. It's
Yeah,
just-
but you find the cranberry beer tart.
Yeah, it's too tart for me.
No.
Is that? It's just it's very complex. It's actually quite a complex beer considering
It
there's
is.
nothing in it.
It's, yeah. If you do try various tasting methods, like trying something acidic beforehand, it releases a whole different suite of flavors.
Yeah.
So.
And at some point, once we've made some, we have a lager coming out. That'll probably be, when do you reckon that'll be ready?
It's in the schedule fairly soon, to be honest.
Yeah, so all being well, we might be able to get that before Christmas.
Before Christmas.
Yeah. So a lager that will be available in mini kegs as well. So we're trying to do something with the lager that's very simple, which is what it is.
Yeah, so we make a real effort with our Pilsner.
Yeah.
It takes us ages.
It's a 90-day maturing process.
Yeah.
So
3 months for each one, and it's
So the heart behind our lager is we want to appeal to the person that may have only ever had Carling and Foster's. So we're not just banging it full of loads of hops, we're not making it really, really loud. It's just a good, balanced lager that will be more interesting than a Carling and a Foster's. But we haven't gone full craft lager with it because that's not who I'm aiming it at. I'm aiming it at somebody that would enjoy, something that's not too out there. I know I've heard it a lot of times. They're like, "Oh, I don't want my lager to taste like flowers or potpourri." That's,
I've seen that.
Yeah.
People like that.
I get it. So we're trying to bridge that gap.
Hopefully it'll be good. We'll see. This is going to be the first attempt at it.
So yeah, you could be our guinea pigs now.
No, they're going to be the guinea pigs.
Yeah, oh, they are going to. Oh, you
Yeah.
are going to be there. You're going to be official taste testers
The
for Lord's
other
Bread
thing,
Company.
the other thing I want to do, which is not going to be anytime soon, is because I got some of that Budvar at Brew London.
Yeah.
The how many 270-day matured stuff.
Yes.
I want to try some of that. I want to make some.
That was magnificent.
That was.
A lot higher ABV, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, if you're
Just
keeping it
tasted
around for that
deeper.
length of time,
Yeah.
you've got to make sure, and the higher ABV works
Yeah.
with that because there's not enough hops in. It's not like your IPAs that the hops are going to keep anything else out. You've got to do with the alcohol in that.
Yeah.
So,
I
but
know.
it was really good. It was really intense, complex flavours.
Yeah, I was
I liked
surprised.
it.
Yeah.
I
And
liked
I might have had more than one bottle of it as well.
Oh well, I've only had the one.
Yeah.
Perk of the job.
Yeah, you've got to have that higher ABV for
Yeah,
sure.
that one, yeah.
And you don't want any like diacetyl. As soon as you get a diacetyl sort of flavour in a lager like that, because you've been keeping it for so long, it's done.
Well, to be fair, that's going to be more a problem with the weaker one because you got the weaker. It's going to have less hops in.
Yeah.
If it is there, you're going to notice it even more.
That's
so, you've got to keep that out of there.
So there you go, peeps. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing. We've actually got, we're going to run a competition. Hopefully I'll get this video out this weekend. We're going to run a competition where you could win one of these, Mike. You can win one of these machines.
And his Jeep.
No, not my Jeep. I'm not giving my Jeep away. Not just yet, anyway. But you can win one of these machines when we. So what we're trying to do, we're at 800 as I speak, 24 subs. It goes up and down a few constantly. I don't really know why. So when we hit 1,000, we're going to give one of these machines away with a mini keg for free, just to celebrate that we got to 1,000. What you have to do to enter that, we're going to put the form up on the website, which I haven't done yet, but hopefully by the time I've done this wibble site, the wibbly wobbly web, I will hopefully have had the form up. I think what we're going to ask for is your YouTube handle. So what is your name on YouTube? Are you in the UK? And what your email address is. I don't want everybody putting their addresses in because I don't want them.
Don't forget your bank account.
No, there's no bank account. I don't want, yeah. What's your mother's maiden name?
Yeah.
No, don't want any of that. There'll be none of that. So if you put those 3 things in, your name, your YouTube handle, and your email, and obviously that you're in the UK. And then what we'll do, we're going to do a big prize draw as soon as we hit 1,000.
And you'll have the chance to win a solid gold can.
No, that's a different company. That's a different company. There's no solid all gold plated.
I couldn't resist.
No, this is actually a good giveaway
Yeah.
of something hopefully that you'll want. So, and that is BeerMonster are helping us with that as well.
Yeah.
They're involved. They love what we are doing, and they're having a lot of fun with. I keep bringing them up with all sorts of random requests. So yeah. So thank you very much. I'm going to go now. Do the same thing.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Goodbye. It's still not still going. We're still going. Ever the professional, John. Ever.